Good morning, my beautiful diamonds. It's Saturday morning, and I am enjoying my time laying in my bed. I was lying here today. I was thinking about a lot of things today, like what can free a Christian woman so that she could get a divorce without feeling guilty before God and Christ. I already posted that video. And now I want to talk about how women's skills reduce men's bills because a wife is always more than just a wife. Let me share this clip with you because listening to this young lady, she was speaking facts. Here we go.
Men cannot afford to be single because women's skills reduce the bills. So when we're talking about, are you saying do you not need men? Yes, women do not need men anymore. The only reason why women needed men before was because they did not have access to finances. But now that women have access to finances, we're seeing that more women are safer and better off without being in proximity to men. Now, I'm not saying that men aren't valuable to society. I'm not saying that we should get rid of all men. I'm not that extreme. But what I am saying is, in the traditional sense, within patriarchy, of women needing men, women no longer need men in that traditional sense. And because a lot of men only want women as indentured servants, and they do not want to do the emotional work it's going to take to better themselves and also be there for women, men are starting to get scared because men's existence is contingent on women allowing men to have access to them, either by their uterus or by their underpaid labor.
Now, she was absolutely right. And I like the fact that she's not an extremist, like, oh no, we hate men. We don't want men. We don't need men in the traditional sense anymore, like the male patriarchy, brainwashed us into believing. We don't need them like that anymore. And yes, men do need us. They need our uterus, our womb. Okay? I don't care how many seeds he plant. It's up to me whether I keep that seed. I could take the morning after pill. I could have an abortion. There's still places you could go. Planned Parenthood, they'll hook you up to wherever you need an abortion. Screw these Republicans. We're trying to take away pro-choice. Now, I am a Christian. At the same time, I'm pro-choice because I am so appreciative of Jesus Christ and the grace that he extends to us when we are in positions to do sometimes the things that we need to do. That's what grace is all about. Okay? Now, when it comes to men, yeah, you need us, honey. Without us, our womb and our uteruses, honey, human life is gone. And yes, of course, men are running scared. But I like the point that she brought out how we don't need you in that traditional sense because when you think about it, women's skills do reduce men's skills. Because as of January 2023, think about what a maid gets paid. Yearly, a maid gets paid $32,980. Monthly, that's $2,741.67. Bi-weekly, $1,265. Every week, that's $632.69. Now, how many husbands are paying their wives weekly $600 or $700 a week? Let's think about that. Because a woman, a wife, is more than just a wife. She's a laundry attendant. She's a personal call girl. Every time he wants to roll over, sloppy toppy, sex, or whatever, at his beck and call. She's also a secretary. She's his on call nurse, a caretaker. What about his personal cook? Ask these people who have a personal cook, Oprah and all of these other entertainers, or even people just in general. That's at least $24,000 a year. How many men are paying that? What about a life coach? Because I know I was married to a man who couldn't hardly figure anything out on his own. That's at least $160 an hour. A social planner. Women, we're the ones who always come up with the events. We're the ones who make things exciting. We are the ones who make all of these social plans. Who's the ones who's managing the house? How much do they pay a manager? I know I was damn sure the house manager, he may have been the boss. What good is a boss if you don't have somebody to manage things? That's at least bare minimum 50,000. What about a teacher? She's the one mainly teaching these goddamn ungrateful kids when they grow up. A teacher, at least $20, $25 an hour. We already talked about, what about the grocery shopper? $25 an hour. The therapist that he always needs. He's always in some kind of crisis or walking around the house looking mean and miserable, whatever. And then a researcher. I love research, honey. That's at least $35,000, $40,000 a year. So yeah, he's getting off cheap. He doesn't work for free, nor should women. Why should we work for free? Now, if a man had to do all of this himself, then he said, I can do all that myself. Well, then you don't need a wife. Whatever, child. But you damn sure, if you want to have children, and I look at Kendra G all the time, and all of these men, all of them, they say, he already have kids, 5 different baby mamas, and he still want more kids. Yeah, I want more. None of these dudes who want more kids make 6 figures. Ladies, please don't even think about having a child with a man who makes less than at least $100K. Because I know we're all aware and we're all living this. Have you seen the prices of rent? Do you see how many people are becoming homeless? People can't even afford to eat anymore. They food prices are astronomical. Rent is astronomical. Trying to buy a house, you got the Generation X and Generation Z, they got to move back in with their parents. They can't afford what the baby boomers could afford. And now you want to bring kids into this world for more struggle and poverty? No. You want children? You better make at least $100K, or don't even look in a woman's direction. And when it comes to cooking, how many of you men, because I know my son, he's single, he's not married, and he goes home many times and he wish that somebody was there with a home cooked meal for him. How many of you single men go home and there's so many times when you just don't feel like cooking? I think we've all been in that mood. I get in that mood. That's why I'm so happy for DoorDash. But you have a lot of these men who would love the fact that, oh man, I don't feel like cooking. So they end up eating a bowl of cereal or the quickest thing they can get, opposed to coming home to a woman. I know I could cook my behind off, honey. I cook easy. Like I cook diabetic friendly, healthy, because I'm in that situation at this point. But I'm going to turn that around too. Watch me. But anyway, how many of you men wouldn't appreciate coming to a home that's already, I'm very organized, very tidy. I wish I could invite some of my tubies over here. My family, friends could vouch for you. Sheila is very organized. I'm a Capricorn. I can't help it. I keep my house always tidy, organized, and clean. Now, who doesn't want to come home to that? Your laundry is already done, already folded up, put away in your drawers, and I'm organized. So I put the socks with the socks, t-shirts with t-shirts, like that. That's a beautiful thing. But me, I'm a 50-50 type of girl. I'm never going to be a stay-at-home mother or wife. I would never want that, because I'm a Proverbs 31 type of woman. She was not a stay-at-home wife, a stay-at-home mother, but I'm going to tell you what she did have. She was smart, baby. She had maidservants. She had maidservants. So again, if a man don't have at least $100K where I can afford to get a maidservant or a nanny to come in here and help me from time to time, like the capable wife, the Proverbs 31 is considered to be the perfect wife. And she was out there. She was a businesswoman. She was a career woman. She wasn't staying at home doing this, doing that. But I bet you one thing, she knew how to delegate. She knew how to run and manage that household to make sure everything was in order. When my husband gets home, that man comes home to peace, tranquility, a good meal, kids that are already bathed in their pajamas, homework is done, everything is organized. All they have to do is, hi, Dad, how was your day, Dad? We love you, Dad. We appreciate you, Dad. That's organized, babe. So you men, you need to learn how to appreciate a good woman. And like I said, women's skills, it reduces men's bills. Learn appreciation and have the attitude of gratitude instead of abusing and mistreating women. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.